I, 32 female, never thought I would end up sharing my full personal history online, but here I am. My entire life shifted in a way I never expected. My own parents forced me out of the house because I managed to pay for my MBA without their input, and my sister, 36 female, the golden child, could not handle it. This story is long, but I need to release it and maybe get advice or at least emotional support. To explain everything, I need to describe my family dynamic. I was always the lesser child, the one overlooked, the one who never fit. It was obvious from day one that my sister was the preferred child. We grew up in a suburb outside Chicago. If Sarah got an A, it was treated like a national event. If I got an A, it was just, okay, cool, what's for dinner? She was always the star, effortlessly better at everything. She was outgoing, popular, naturally good-looking, and naturally extroverted. She got lead roles in school plays. She was a I was quiet, book-focused, introverted, and just wanted to sit in my room coding instead of being center stage. My parents acted like she was a rare prodigy. When she got into a prestigious business school, they fully funded everything. Tuition, trendy clothes, luxury apartment, even spring break trips. They bragged endlessly about their success through her. Meanwhile, I stayed focused, earned honors in computer science, worked part-time, took student loans, and there was no celebration for me at all. My mother only said, "That's nice. Did you see Sarah's graduation pictures? Didn't she look gorgeous?" Fast forward. I work in digital project management now. Stable career, decent pay. But I want more. I want executive path, start business one day, grow beyond just survival. So I decided to pursue an M. I hoped my parents would help even slightly because they fully bankrolled Sarah's education. After a family dinner, I sat them down to discuss it. But even then, conversation drifted back to Sarah's recent success at the family restaurant. I respectfully explained my MBA plans, how it would advance my career, how much it would cost, and finally mentioned tuition support. They reacted like I asked them to donate organs. They refused to pay, which I understood, but they also refused to even co-sign a loan. That part hurt. I was not asking for a full ride. I just wanted to not drown forever in debt. Their justification, "We already paid for Sarah. Now we have to think about our future." And they were putting money into expanding the family restaurant. So, they could afford everything for Sarah, but not even co-sign for me. My mother added, "Sarah's education was an investment into the family business. Your MBA is only for you, isn't it?" As if I wasn't even part of the same family system. I was stunned. They always suddenly became practical and frugal when it was me, never when it was Sarah. I reached out to Aunt Margaret, my dad's older sister, who is a neurosurgeon and has always treated me kindly. There was always clear tension between her and my parents, especially my father, who hated feeling overshadowed by her success. I didn't want to burden her, but I was desperate. She immediately said yes. She said she always believed in my potential and felt honored to support my future. I felt grateful, but terrified if my dad discovered I asked her. He would explode. We agreed to keep it quiet. For a while, things were stable. Tuition covered. I prepared for MBA. I felt like my life was finally moving forward. Then Sarah destroyed everything. She somehow found out. Maybe checking emails, maybe overheard a call. But she learned, and she could not resist turning it into a dramatic personal attack. One night, I came home from work, excited to share my MBA orientation update, and the entire house was dead silent. All my belongings, clothes, books, bedding, packed in boxes, like I was erased. Sarah stood smirking. My parents looked furious. My father threw fake printed emails at me. Emails that Sarah forged to make it look like I was giving Aunt Margaret secret restaurant information in exchange for tuition. Trade secrets, recipes, supplier info, even financials. I didn't even have access to those details, but Sarah did. She photoshopped everything to make it look like I betrayed them. I said the emails were fake, but I left with boxes and the clothes on my back. I saw neighbors staring from windows. It was humiliating. I broke down crying and called Aunt Margaret. She told me to come immediately. I now live with her. She still supports my MBA, and she is the only reason I survived that night. But the betrayal stays burned in my memory. My own family discarded me over lies. I don't know if I should fight and prove Sarah forged everything, or cut them off and never look back. I started my MBA program, carrying all of that emotional trauma with me. I was constantly replaying everything. The night I was kicked out, Sarah's satisfied face, my parents choosing her without hesitation. Even while studying, the betrayal lingered like a constant shadow. I tried to focus purely on school, assignments, career planning, and networking. But inside, I was hurting. I couldn't believe that those closest to me believed forged emails over my character. Still, I put everything into my program. I channeled the pain into discipline and effort. Slowly, my confidence rebuilt. I completed the MBA and graduated at the very top of my class. It wasn't easy, but it proved something important. The girl who always felt inferior was gone. She was replaced with a woman who knows her value and doesn't hesitate to stand on it. After graduation, I landed a job at a top consulting firm. I enjoy the work. It's demanding, but rewarding. For the first time, I am in an environment where my intelligence and merit actually matter. I am not living in anyone's shadow anymore. I am recognized for what I build, not because of someone else's reputation. During these years, Aunt Margaret never left my side. She became more than the relative who saved me. She became the family I always needed. She offered support, stability, and guidance. We spend weekly dinners discussing her medical cases and my work challenges. She taught me to protect my boundaries, to advocate for myself, and to understand my worth without needing validation from anyone else. 3 full years passed. No calls, no texts, no emails from my parents or Sarah. At first, that silence was painful. I wondered how my own family could act like I no longer existed. But with time, I realized something. Their absence actually allowed me to grow stronger in ways I never could have if I stayed close to them. Not all family connections are healthy. Some distance is necessary. I built a life I am proud of, my own success, independent of what my parents believed I deserved. I learned that the lack of support from them did not define my value. What defined me was how I acted after being thrown away. That is the summary of what happened after I left. The 3 years that shaped me. Recently, everything shifted again. Not on my side, but on theirs. I got a message out of nowhere. From my mother. Then from my father. Then from Sarah. Suddenly, they all wanted to talk. The family restaurant. The same business they refused to co-sign a loan for, because they were saving for their future, is collapsing. Their expansion failed. They over-invested. Their cash reserves are almost gone. They are in deep financial trouble. And now, after ignoring me for 3 straight years, after calling me a traitor, after throwing me out based on forged emails, they want me to help save the family business. Sarah specifically messaged, saying she needs my expertise since I now have consulting experience and business strategy background. She tried to phrase it as if we should put the past behind us because we are family and must stick together. It was surreal reading those messages. The same people who told me my education was useless to the family now want me to rescue them because Sarah's leadership and ideas failed. I feel anger, but I also feel clarity. They only reach out now because I can benefit them, not because they regret what they did. Not because they suddenly see my worth, but because they are in crisis. I haven't responded yet because I want to make my decision carefully, without reacting emotionally. I refuse to fall into another cycle where I am only valuable when it serves them. I worked extremely hard to rebuild myself after what they did. Aunt Margaret told me something simple but completely true. You don't owe anyone who threw you away access to your success. And she is right. I haven't replied to them yet, but I know I am not walking back into another toxic cycle. I refuse to be used again. It has now been 3 years since I first posted this story online about being abandoned by my family. In that time, I completed my MBA, built a solid career, and discovered a version of myself that I didn't even know existed back then. I built confidence. I created a future on my own terms. I've learned that family is not defined by blood alone. It is defined by who stands beside you with true intention. I am not the same insecure younger sister anymore. I am not fighting for their approval. I am not competing with Sarah. I have my own life, and it is stronger than anything they ever believed I was capable of. Now they want me back because they need something, but I no longer need them. I still haven't decided if I will even respond. And honestly, I don't think I have a reason to. Their absence allowed me to create a better reality. My success came without them, and maybe that is the closure I needed. For anyone who experienced this kind of betrayal, remember this: you are allowed to protect yourself. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to choose peace. And sometimes the greatest revenge is building a life they never thought you could have.